Thinking about it. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. May not work. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Oh, it's on now. Yeah, we're live. Yeah. All right. Apparently, we're live. So, T Bacon. I gotta figure out how to hook up some stuff. Here we go. Let's get this going. It's easy when you know how it's done. Alright, kiddos. Ow! We have got some stuff to do today. And I just kind of clicked the button for a lot of it, but I shouldn't have. Because, my friends, let's see if I can mess things up. Okay. Go back to Lula. Okay. We'll see how this rolls. I think I'm going to go ahead and work on this. So this has been an interesting little piece of paper today. Oh my gosh. Why is it so far down? We're going to use this kind of as a guide. You guys probably can't see it. I don't know why we wheel these around like that. All right, here we go. So we're going to use that kind of as a guide, and we're just going to dive into it. So, this is not obnoxious at all. Oh my gosh. I worked on a different painting earlier, and I wanted to kind of bring some elements of that into this. And let's see. One on Twitch. Well, welcome, person on Twitch. Join in the fun. Just making art. Haven't broadcast on Twitch in so long. All right, let's switch colors real quick here. And I'm just looking at some of got some inspiration I'm looking at. I'm also, like I said, I was popping on a different painting today, and so I did a copy of someone's painting, which sometimes when you're trying to work something out, I mean, that's just the way to go, is to get someone else's painting in front of you and find out, how they solve the problem that they're working on. It just happened, this is fun, like the serendipity of these type of things. I just happened to just be stuck. This painting I was just so stuck on. And I'm like, I don't know where to go with it. And I just happened to run into this one artist who's just, she's inconsistent, but she's just nailing this type of stuff. So when she does it, and when I say she's inconsistent, I mean she's consistently good for what she's doing, but on the other hand, I don't like all of her stuff. She's really good though, honestly. Other stuff I'm looking at, but I see where you're working things out. I'm sure people feel that way about me. Like, only it's more like, that guy's paintings all suck. We'll see how this one goes. This one has possibility. Am I really flipped? Huh. When did I flip it? Yeah, there we go. That's 100% better. Okay. So, I'm painting over a black and white piece. It'll be interesting to see what happens because this is not how I painted earlier, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, cool. So I've done a lot of test paintings on this one. I just went to Photoshop and colored a lot and messed with how this one should turn out. So I'm not just going off of blind right now. I'm just trying to figure out how to do some of this. I got lots of noise surrounding me today too. It's awesome. I don't know why. Man, I'm already starting to like where this is going. Let's see. Let's find a clear spot. And just a little bit dabs of that. And see if I can get it clear enough that it's not going to run over the top. Hey, babe, what's up? She left me instantly. What?
It's just
What? What? It's not a hallway. It's not a hallway. It's a hallway. So rude. This will be interesting to see how some of these blacks work out. What's that for?
I'm organizing my room.
Your room.
Toy room.
Oh.
Watch out. It's getting serious.
Yeah, it is.
Yep, sorry.
Uh-huh. What's with your barn in the barn? The barn in the barn? I don't know if any of this is working. It's like, oh, okay. No, that's totally working. Go back to it. That's funny. Sorry. All right. So the problem is I have a tendency to like, when I'm live, I have a tendency to start looking at the camera view of these things, just to get a different point of view. Which is fine, but I stop looking at or I have a tendency to stop looking at the actual picture, which just, I know it shouldn't be a thing, but weirdly it is. And, okay, so that was all wrong right there. Did you see that? Did you see it all wrong? It's okay. I'm gonna go back in here. Now, the question I have is how to carry really solid color. And that's why this is kind of an experiment. It might be a final painting, but this is an experiment to push me to where I want to go next with it. And if I can get, and this is the problem, really solid color over the top of texture, that's what I'm aiming for. So let's see if we can thin some of this out. Start working at like a glaze rather than this heavy paint that I'm using. So that's what it's meant to be. But I'm wondering if it's even possible. Because to get really good color over the top of something, you have to leave holes. I'm wondering what that looks like. I'm wondering how much paint I'm going to waste doing this. Or if it would have been better to just, do this originally rather than do an underpainting that's or if I'm going to have to work this black stuff over the top of it. But how do you get... Alright, we're going to try this middle bit again and see what happens. So this is largely experimental. Let's grab a different brush. Use some water. I'm gonna get a lot more goop and get this as translucent as possible. Hey Suzerain, I have been out of the loop for so long on Twitch, to be honest. Like, it has been a couple years since I've done anything on Twitch. And part of it was just, I feel like it's hard to get traction. And the other part of it is I wasn't working consistently toward a goal with Twitch. It was like, or with my art. And so it was like, getting on there was like, today I'm going to do this, but then today I'm going to do this completely different thing. Okay, I'm wondering if I can build up translucent layers over the top of that black and then pick it up that way. So rather than get it done all in one layer, which would mean a thicker, heavier paint, get it done over a few layers and then that'll create some crazy weird textures too. So that'll be fun. Don't mind me, I'm just erasing all this work. I'm so glad you're here. Oh yeah, thank you. And I'm glad you jumped in. I really appreciate it. It's so good to see people. It's like, oh, I've been out of it for so long, trying to get stuff going and figured out. Now that I've kind of got, I feel like I'm in a much better place art-wise. I know where I'm aiming, know what I want. That I can come back to this. The other thing is like there's so many different places to stream that today is actually a test. I'm using Lula to broadcast to a bunch of different channels all at the same time. It's free for 3 hours a month, which is just nothing for a streamer, right? So it's like, hey, test this out for 3 hours. And then it's like, literally, we're going to try to move you to the paid program. And which totally corporate thing to do. But it's smart. It's a good way to do it. Yeah, it's like 3 hours a month of streaming. Really? That's your plan? All right, I want to go to... Sorry, just looking at some... Okay, I want to go back to white on some of this. But when you drop out, right, it's like you feel bad because you've ditched everybody. At the same time, you've just got to do what you've got to do for a while. And nice. Okay, that's getting closer to where I want to be. Cool. So this is a test painting, but it could be the final if it was nailed down enough. It's like, well, that's cool. So there's a tackiness level with this paint where some of it stays and some of it goes. When you just wipe it dry, then you get it back wet and it's going to drop off a ton. Okay, cool. I normally just work very much one layer, but I've been getting into this multi-layered wait for things to dry composition style a little bit more lately, and really enjoying the fruits of a longer term piece. And as much as I want to paint digitally, the tools just aren't there. Like, I know some people are able to achieve it, but it's so much faster and so much more intuitive for me to get what I want out of traditional media than it is for me to do it digitally. Just the splatters and the randomness that you'd have to program in and create brushes for in pretty much any other paint program I've seen. You have to kind of dig down and find the tutorials and that sort of thing. But no, I'm totally psyched to be back streaming again. So painting isn't actually about talent. That's a good question. Or that's a good observation. Like, you say you weren't talented, but all it meant was that you didn't have good instruction. There's no such thing. Okay, there is talent that exists, but the truth is, like, anything worth doing is you're gonna hit a level where your talent runs out. And because if you saw any paintings from when I was young, they all were like, I'm not even joking, like zero talent. Like, I could draw a little bit, but painting was not my thing. And even high school level, college level, my paintings were crap. And partially because I didn't know where I was going with it, didn't have a direction. I had no Like if you were to, if you look at any of my not my still lifes, my landscape stuff, it's just so, that not even mentioning worth mentioning that I do it. I mean, they're okay, but they're not worth talking about. So I feel like this type of stuff is really more, and I use landscapes to practice. So everyone has to practice. Everyone has to work toward that. Talent will get you started. It'll get you far enough down the rabbit hole that you can start to see whether or not you want to keep developing. But if you really want something, you don't need talent. In fact, talent will eventually kind of hold you back because you hit a hard spot and you think, oh, I'm not good at that. I've hit that spot in a few places where it's like, I was talented enough at something, and then I was like, oh, it got hard, and I don't want to do that anymore. And that's a huge mistake. Like, you don't want to get to that point. So, don't ever worry about talent with something. Worry about, does it bring meaning? Does it bring some sort of joy? And then if that does, then pursue it. And find the good teachers. Find the people who are really going to make it happen for you. Because those people, that's going to make the entire difference. Like, talent, like I said, is almost nothing. Talent gets you very, very, very few places. Hey! Welcome. This is so funny that I'm on Twitch and people are joining because I haven't been here so long and no one's joining anywhere else. I'm wondering if it's the time of day or whatever. It's just for other platforms, like if people are just getting off work or they're trying to wrap up their day, or it's New Year's Eve, or what's going on. But I think I'll probably subscribe. Like if Lula is actually working, like if it's actually pushing everywhere that I want it to push, I will probably subscribe to Lula just so I can continue to stream everywhere simultaneously. And it just shows all your comments up on Lula. And, I got to get my TikTok hooked up right. I have 2 TikToks, and it's not hooked up to the one that I can actually stream live from. Have fun, Vic. Thanks for joining. Has been approved. Yes, I'm on Facebook. Thank you for it. I'm gonna call you Nijuxi. Thank you for that. Welcome, Baby Thumps. I appreciate the comments. Like, I really, really appreciate that. It's nice to hear people say nice things. And you probably mean it. So and thank you, because I enjoy it. I enjoy making it. I enjoy the art process. I enjoy going in here and making this. And I can talk about what it's about. This is an odd one. actually going off of a Bible story. So, I kind of need to get in the vibe of it right now, too, because it'll be good to talk about what it's about. This is the title of this one, the working title of this one, because they have working titles. It's like movies. Is Pillar of Clouds, Pillar of Fire, or Pillar of Fire, Pillar of Cloud. And the idea is that in the story, the children of Israel are being led through the wilderness by God in the form of a pillar of fire. And I'm always curious as to what that means. And it also talks about daytime as a pillar of clouds. But what's interesting to me is that if you read the account, the pillar of clouds is also used to obscure them from their enemies. And I felt like, well, what does that mean to us? Like, what do we need? I mean, it's obvious that it's nice to have someone lead us, have a bright light to follow. But who are our enemies, and what would it mean to obscure us from them? I'm anti-bike riding, if you're asking me. I don't ride into bikins. I have been for a long time. It's funny because I had some experiences where it's just like, this is so annoying. I'm not riding a bike ever again if I can avoid it. I'll still ride a bike, but not really. Like, it's like, some people do that for fun. I am not that person. And I could use, just layer some of that in over the top of that. All right, let's see if I can get, okay, while I've got it, here, let's use this while I've got it. And then I'll come back in. You might be thinking of someone else. Maybe not. I don't know. No, I have never been a bike rider. That's funny. Anti-bike riding for sure. Like, anti-bike riding. Oh gosh, I would never. I remember having to go for bike rides because for a while that was my only form of getting around, and just swore the second I had a car it was never happening again. I would ride with kids and stuff, but my wife wants me to. Sometimes when my wife will be like, let's get a bike and ride. And I'm like, no. All right. So this is gonna be. I need to stop being careful with it. That's what needs to happen. I've reached that point where I'm trying to be careful, and I shouldn't be, because when you're too careful with a work of art like this, you're like, oh no, I can't ruin it, and then you do ruin it. You can't afford to futz around with something like this. This is not. This is not a futzy thing. This is a. You gotta be brave. You gotta step out. You gotta do the thing. You can't just futz with it. You can't mess with it. You have to be really willing to step out on a limb and do this. This is not the time to fiddle around with this sort of thing. This is the time to really, see if you can get it to shine. So that's where we're going. Let's just get to the red and be brave. I have been using a lot of red lately in paintings. I don't know what it is. There's something about red that is visceral. I mean, obviously, but at the same time hopeful and beautiful and That's funny. So, no, the answer is no with the, I've played Minecraft. I have not played under that username. So, that's funny. No, which is kind of interesting because I think I have a very similar username now for my Minecraft account. But I let my kids play on it. So I can only take so much Minecraft before I'm like, I should be making art. I've dug enough coal and messing around with this house enough that, I should probably go make art. I do enjoy it though. It's honestly it's a good quality game. It's a good way to get to sit and play. But when I was playing, I had a completely different username. That's funny. No, whoever you were playing with has a good username. I'm actually thinking of switching my username for this channel and for my YouTube channel, for a couple other things. Stepping back off of this username just because I'm kind of aiming somewhere different. All right, let's see if we can get that. This is drying so fast. I might have to go to oils if I'm going to work like this. Advantage, disadvantage, Acrylics dry fast, which means you can get that next coat in. But they also dry fast on your palette. Okay. Let's go do some mixing. Let's drop some right in here. See what happens. When we do that, okay, perfect. Well, thank you. No, I wish, yeah, not that guy. No, but thank you for the comment and the compliment. That is interesting. Okay, let's do. This is how to make your floor a mess, right here. If you ever need to mess up your floor really good, this is how you do it. Oops. It's easy when you know how it's done. We're gonna beat the bones, and you work it out. Get your fingers in it, get dirty. This is the fun part.